We carry so much tension on a daily basis that we have gotten used to it. Imagine what it would be like to be free from all the burdens that you carry around from the past. You are literally walking around dragging a 20-pound weight behind you. What would it feel like to be free? Tension is only stuck energy in the body. You have layers of unprocessed emotions that are heavy, but you don't notice how heavy they are because you are used to carrying around all that weight. When emotions aren't allowed to flow freely through us, they become trapped. At our highest form, we should be a pure channel of energy with no blockages. You might see it in someone's posture. It can literally look like they are carrying around a backpack of heavy weight on them. That used to be me. I guarantee that your health will transform if you learn how to be lighter. All that baggage hinders our health, potentially more than the foods that we eat. No health regimen can overcome that baggage. It affects how our organs operate, it manipulates our hormones, and it is easier to get sick. What if I said that we can access free-flowing, abundant energy? Remember, energy cannot be created or destroyed. Nikola Tesla was onto something when he claimed that energy could be harvested from the atmosphere and be used to power our society. I think that free energy is real, and we can use it to our advantage. What would you be able to accomplish if you had access to unlimited energy? How would your life change? All we have to do is tap into it. At the core, everything that exists in the universe is energy. Emotions are energy in motion. Thoughts are energy. Electrochemical reactions that you can see if you looked at an EEG reading. A reading of the brain that shows thoughts as vibrational waves. Those waves are sent out to our environment and can interact with it. Positive thoughts send out a ripple of energy that can be felt by others and then can draw positive outcomes back to you. Negative thoughts and emotions do the opposite. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt the vibe? Have you ever been around someone that emotionally drains you? You can subconsciously feel someone's emotional state if you pay enough attention to it. You can absorb others' energy and take on their energy without knowing it instead of exuding your own. I put this in a previous video, but here's the emotional vibration chart. And I want to point out that peace is pretty much the strongest one on there. It sends out the strongest energy. This is kind of weird. We think of peace as a state of pretty much nothingness, right? And yeah, it basically is. It doesn't include the emotional swings like anger or courage would. Peace is even higher than joy. How could a state of nothingness be so powerful? Right here is the key to unlimited energy. It's the key to feeling lighter, to releasing the baggage that we've been carrying for years. What is synonymous with peace? The flow state, a mental state where you are fully present with the task at hand. You are totally involved. The flow state literally transcends time. You lose sense of time passing. It feels like it speeds up. You could be working on something that excites you for hours without feeling any hunger or having to go to the bathroom. Your mental chatter is quiet. Your mind is at peace. Depression and anxiety can't exist in the flow state. Automatically, you feel lighter. Have you ever noticed that you get tired when you're doing something that you don't want to do? Something that bores you, that doesn't truly excite the deepest parts of your soul, can drain you. A lot of our jobs might be doing this. But when you are involved in something that truly excites you, you could seemingly be doing it for days without even needing sleep. Your energy becomes limitless. With practice, we can enter the flow state whenever we want and stay in it for longer periods. You can train your mind to remember that only now exists. Not the past, not the future. Just now. Make a habit to notice when your focus is drifting off to anywhere besides the present. With your focus fully in the present, you enter that state of peace. This is also referred to as the 0 point, a state of nothingness but also complete balance. We're talking a little quantum mechanics here. Entering the 0 point allows you to tap into that abundant energy. It is also where healing, rejuvenation, and regeneration occur, and also where limitless possibilities exist. Experienced meditators can tap into the 0 point at will. One of the keys here is return to our childlike state. We once just naturally flowed with everything. We had unlimited energy. We were always in the present. We would literally be getting lost in the present and nothing could take us away from that. We could just be staring at a bug for 10 minutes straight or just looking at the sky. We were curious about our surroundings. As we grow up, we become rigid. We are shaped to conform with society. Our energy is drained and we become heavy. We can return to this childlike state. We still have a part of it in us. We can regain our youthful mentality and our curiosity. The theme that you'll hear for this video multiple times is letting go. This is much more powerful than trying to push down or resist something that you don't want. You can just let it go, release it from your grasp, and then rise above that which you don't want. In my last video, I talked about becoming the observer of your thoughts. I recommend watching that one after this because I go way more in depth on that topic. Starting to observe your thoughts as simply just thoughts, as opposed to identifying with them, can help you avoid downward spirals of negative thoughts and emotions. You can let the thoughts go. They are not you. You can choose which thoughts you want to be true. Your true self is really the awareness above the thoughts. Your soul just existing, just being. You can now control your mind instead of being controlled by it. Let your emotions flow freely through you. Don't hold them down. Find an outlet. You can speak them out to someone else or yourself. I love to record a voice memo just to get things out of me when I feel anxious or depressed or hopeless. I feel much better when I release it and get the feeling out of my head so it doesn't cause any downward spiraling. Make it a habit to sweat and exercise daily. Toxins that have been stuck inside of us for years hold us down. Look into fasting and cleansing protocols. Stretching allows energy to move more freely through our bodies as well. Notice when your body is tense and consciously try to relax all of your muscles. This allows your body to instantly become an open channel for energy. I made a whole video on this and how to relax in general, so you can go check that out too. Stop trying to control every little thing. You know by now that things don't always work out quite like we expect them to. We try to control the outcomes in our life way too much. We only create more tension for ourselves when things don't go as planned. Realize that magnetism works in our lives the same way as it would for an actual magnet. Magnetism is such a huge but subtle force in our lives that we usually don't notice it. When you push so hard for a certain outcome, the energy you send out actually creates resistance and pushes you away further from what you intend to get. When you are super attached to how something should work out, you are sending a message to the universe that you don't actually deserve it. To become a magnet for what you desire, you need to stop controlling how the little details will work out. Now, this doesn't mean you just take no action and rely on fate to work itself out. Take consistent action towards your goals. Have an intention, a direction where you want to go, but let go of exactly how it will happen. Your intended desire could look different than how you see it in your head. Being super attached to your goals working out in only one way can close you off from other opportunities that could lead to the same destination. Your goals could actually happen faster if you are open to other opportunities that didn't quite fit that vision in your head. I've been thinking a lot about the saying, "A watched pot never boils." And one day it just clicked how many different areas this applies to in our life. To explain this, we're going to get a little more sciencey. When you stare at something or put too much focus on something, what you're looking at or what you're paying attention to becomes a particle. Not paying attention to it, it becomes a wave. This is from the experiment known as the double slit experiment. Everything that we see in life is built up of atoms. These atoms behave in different ways depending on if we focus on them or not. Our awareness, our consciousness, affects what we are looking at. The atoms become a particle when we look at them, or the water in the pot, which is more fixed than a wave. This area of your reality does not have the flexibility to flow. A wave has the possibility to flow in limitless ways. Letting go of the attachment to your desires allows them to be filled in an infinite amount of ways. Instead, we are only attached to one root, which then closes us off. Your goals don't manifest if you constantly are putting them under a microscope. We tend to constantly live in the future. We are always striving to get to a certain destination. So much so that we become unsatisfied with the present moment. Striving really means to struggle in opposition to something. Again, it goes back to magnetism. Struggle is really like you and your goals both having a positive charge. And we've all done that where we put two of the same ends of a magnet together, and what do? It's impossible to stick them together. They repel each other. If you say that you are chasing your goals, you imply that they are running away from you. Resistance is created between you and your goals. Now everything becomes a struggle. You're putting in a lot of work, but you're not really getting anywhere. Understand the dynamics that are happening here. What if we started to find joy in the now? When you do this, you begin to become the negative charge, the opposing force that attracts your goals. You're cool with and having fun in the now and super grateful for everything that you have. You essentially have the attitude of being okay if your goals don't work out. Or you know so deeply that your goals will be met in due time that you aren't overdoing or overthinking. You are progressing naturally without extra struggle or burnout. All you have to do is stay consistent instead of overexerting yourself. I'm sometimes not able to enjoy a vacation because I think I have to constantly be working. I really don't. What I'm really doing is I'm worrying that things don't work out if I don't work super hard. I'm trying to get better at not forcing work when I don't truly feel like it. If I don't feel creative right now, I don't have to make a video. If I don't feel fully recovered, I don't have to force a workout. I'm aligning myself more with the flow of life and riding the current instead of swimming against it. Now, this shouldn't be confused with laziness. Sometimes you have to push a little bit and get momentum going in your favor. I know it's a paradox, but many of us push our dream life away because we aren't aware of magnetism. If you are never fully fulfilled in the present moment, it will be impossible to be fulfilled when you finally accomplish your goals. We think we'll be satisfied when we get what we desire, but no, we'll just perpetuate the endless cycle of desire. We'll constantly need more unless we start being fulfilled by what we have now. On top of this, stop trying to control other people. Let go of the expectations you have for others. You can't control them. Then you can be pleasantly surprised instead of constantly let down. You can only control what you do. This is a much more empowering mindset than handing over the control of your life to others. Let go of the need to live up to other people's expectations. It drains the crap out of us when we are constantly trying to mold ourselves to fit other people's expectations. My energy completely changed when I was free to be who I wanted to be. I was no longer held down by the fear of judgment or rejection. It's extremely draining when we're constantly walking on eggshells trying to be someone that we're not. Authenticity is one of the most powerful and freeing emotions. Let go of any grudges that you're holding. And I'm going to challenge you to do that regardless of how wrong someone did you. Grudges are probably one of the biggest causes of stuck energy in the body and mind. Being able to move on from it and let it go frees you from the chains of it. I don't care how bad that thing was. You become powerful when you forgive others. You become the bigger person. The person that did you wrong no longer holds space in your psyche. That person is probably messed up themselves. They have their own problems. Have the awareness that that person is probably hurt and they're just projecting it onto you. What they did wasn't personal. It wasn't an attack on you. It was purely them acting from their own level of awareness. Maybe they thought they were doing what was best for you. Maybe they are so messed up that what they really need is love and healing. Forgive them and release all that weight that you're carrying around. Most importantly, let go of the grudges that you hold against yourself. How we feel about ourselves inside is constantly reflected to us outside. When we mess up, we're unable to forgive ourselves. Then the mistake compounds into this blanket that weighs us down. A lot of us are wallowing in the past. The only time I think about the past is when I'm grateful for all the experiences that I've been through and the knowledge that I've accumulated because of it. We feel we aren't good enough and we hold on to that mistake. Since we confirm that as our truth, it is then reflected back to us in different circumstances. If you make a promise or a commitment to yourself, fulfill it. If you say, this is the week that I start going to the gym, do it. If you are finally going to start eating healthier, do it. Confidence is built through keeping the promises that we make to ourselves. Every time we break a commitment, we are telling ourselves at a deeper level that we are not worthy. And more, if we make a mistake, we got to release that burden that failure could cause. Remember that you are learning. Failure is good. Learn what you can, correct it, and then don't make the same mistake again. When I fail, I like to say to myself something like, I am only learning and will get better the next time. This allows me to release the mistake and use it for good. When we release everything that is holding us back, learn to keep our attention in the present moment, find the flow state, and stop over controlling our lives, we will tap into the limitless energy that is present everywhere. Don't forget to give the video a like, comment with any feedback, and subscribe to support the channel. Peace.